In this video for Learning Task 1, we'll look at how a teacher can use eVAL as they set their student growth goals and share them with their evaluator. Once you log into the dashboard, you'll come over here in the left navigation menu to Student Growth Goals. At the beginning of the year, if you're on a comprehensive evaluation cycle, you'll see your summary page that explains the different parts and steps along the way in student growth goals. And you'll also see Student Growth 3.1, 6.1, and 8.1. If you're on a focused evaluation, you'll only see one of those tabs, whichever one you've chosen as your student growth goal this year. If you're on comprehensive, you may find it easiest to start with Student Growth Goal 6.1. This is your whole class goal. Then based on that, you can set your small group goal and the work that you'll be doing with your PLC around the goal. You can start in any place, but most teachers find it easiest to start with the whole class goal. You'll notice at the top that there's a rubric reference. This lists the different levels of performance for establishing your student growth goal. And then below that, you'll have the student growth goal prompts. These are the same prompts that were on the paper version of your student growth goals, but they are in a slightly different order. We'll begin by going ahead and inserting some information here. This is just example information. It's not from a real class. And finally, you'll enter your goal statement. And remember, this should be written in the form of a SMART goal. There is an information sheet that explains that a little bit attached to the resources for this learning task. All right, once you've entered all of the information for your student growth goal, you also have the option down here to add a new artifact. So if, for example, your student growth goal referred to an assessment that you've created or a rubric that will be part of measuring student progress, you might want to click on Add New Artifact, and you can upload that artifact. So it will open up this screen right here. You have the option to change the title if you wish, or you can leave it the way it is. Then you can add a file, add a website, or add a professional practice. So if there's a file you want to connect, you can click on that one right here. This would be a website that you might be using in this unit that you've chosen for your student growth goal. Add professional practice opens up a text box where you can simply describe a practice. If there's something that you're going to be doing as part of your student growth goal that maybe doesn't have a paper or a form that goes with it. So this just allows you to add a short narrative. For now, we'll go ahead and add a file since this is the one that's most commonly used. This box will pop up and you have some places that you can draw from, but typically you'll choose a local file. And this will open up your files. You can select whatever it is that you want to upload and click Open. Now, if the title of the file itself isn't already self-explanatory, you do have the option of entering a friendly name. In this case, that's pretty clear. So we'll go ahead and just leave it the way it is and select Done. Now, you also have the option of providing reasoning. So if you want to explain to your evaluator how this document connects to your student growth goal, you have a box here where you can do that. It is optional. And then you can click on Save and Close. So now we have our student growth goal 6.1 finished. We have our goal statement written, and we've added an artifact. You don't necessarily need to add an artifact at this point, but if it's helpful for your conversation with your evaluator, you can go ahead and do that. You can also add more than one, so we've added one, but you can click on Add New Artifact and add as many as you'd like. All right, now we're finished with 6.1, but if we try to hit Share Goals, this message pops up and says that we're not done yet. We still need a goal for 3.1 and 8.1. So we'll go ahead and click Close for now and go over and complete those as well. So now we'll go ahead and click on Student Growth 3.1, and we'll do the same thing. We'll enter our baseline data. We'll come down here and add our plan for evidence collection, our action steps, and finally the goal statement. Again, you have the option of adding a new artifact. We'll go ahead and skip that for now. And scrolling back up to the top, we'll add our student growth goal 8.1. All right, once you've finished entering all 3 of your goals, then you have 2 buttons over here that you can choose from. One of them says Share Draft, and the other says Submit Goals. If you click on Share Draft, it allows your evaluator to see your goals, but they can't be scored yet. You might choose this button if you are at the beginning of the year and you have finished crafting your goals, but you want to talk about them with your evaluator first because there may be some changes that you want to make after that discussion. So Share Goals or Share Draft lets your evaluator see them, but it still allows you to make changes to it. Once you click on Submit Goals, your evaluator can score them, and you can't make any further changes until you request an unlock. So again, this one allows you to make changes still, but they can't be scored. This button allows them to be scored, but you can't make changes. So early in the year, you might want to Share Draft first, and then after your goal setting conference, submit the goals. So when you're ready to submit the goals, you click on that button and this pops up, which will explain the next steps to you. And you can go ahead and read those and then click continue. All right, now you've got a request unlock button that has appeared over here. So you can't make any further changes to your goals right now while your evaluator has a chance to read them and sign off on them. However, if you'd like to make a change, you can request an unlock, and that just lets your evaluator know that you've realized that there's something that needs to be amended here. So you can request an unlock, and you have to wait for your evaluator to do that. Now, your evaluator doesn't get any notification that that's waiting, so you may want to send them an email or stop by the office and ask them if they can go ahead and get into eVAL and unlock that for you so that you can make the changes you need. So we'll go ahead and walk through that really quickly. You just click Request Unlock. You provide a reason for your request. It's optional, but it helps your evaluator know what it is that you're wanting to do here. And then you can send Yes, Request Unlock. And you also have the option to remove the request if you decide you want to leave it the way it is. And you can just wait until your evaluator unlocks that and then make the changes that you need. So for right now, we're going to go ahead and remove the request. Once your evaluator has signed off on the goals, you'll see on your dashboard that there's a little button here that says New, and that lets you know that something has changed. So you can go ahead and click on your student growth goals again. And you'll see that now you've got your student growth goal 3.1 and 3.2. 6.1 and 6.2. You've got your student growth goal 8.1. You have the evaluator align and score and the goal sign off report. If your evaluator has shared the scores with you at this point, you'll be able to see those in the evaluator align and score tab. If you click on the rubric navigator over here for performance, you can then see whether goals were scored an unsat, basic, proficient, or distinguished. If you click on Criterion 6, you'll see your 6.1 goal score and Criterion 8, and you'll see your 8.1 goal score. So coming over here, you have your student growth 3.2, and if you click on that, it opens up the rubric reference again, so you can see how your 0.2 score is determined. And here you have the choice to add a new artifact. So there aren't any prompts in your 0.2s, but you can add artifacts that demonstrate the student growth. So that might be a spreadsheet with scores, it could be samples of student work, it could be a highlighted rubric. However it is that you'll be demonstrating student growth for your goal, you can add artifacts to show that. Same with your student growth 6.2. The rubric for that is here, and then the option to add new artifacts to demonstrate that growth. And finally, you have your goal sign-off report, and this is just a simple document that shows when your goal was signed off. So you can open that or save it. So periodically throughout the year, you may want to come in and add artifacts to show assessments that you've done or examples of work in lessons or interventions that can help to support the work around your student growth goals. And that's it for student growth goals in eVAL.